Before you watch this video, you should go to guitarinfusion.com right now and download my free course, the Music Theory DNA course. In that course, I'm going to teach you how I view music theory. It's way simpler than you think. Go do it right now, guitarinfusion.com, and let's get into this video. Kind of made the transition. Hi everyone. Well, today we're going to talk about a leap of faith. I'm talking about trusting your fingers. They have acquired a lot in the years that you've been playing, or even the months that you've been playing. And sometimes, even though this is not necessarily something that you've discovered that I really go after in these lessons, but sometimes you need to trust your fingers. Yes, of course, your ear needs to be involved, but you'll be surprised at the things that your fingers can do if you let them a chance. And I'm talking about those big jumps, and more often than not, they might hit the right note. If not, I'm going to show you a few exercises that will help you achieve, without looking at your guitar, hitting the right note like I did here. But first, this. Hi, my name is David Wallerman. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players like you find your voice, your unique voice, and apply it to this instrument to tell your own personal musical story. And there are a lot of things that we can uncover. It would take more than a lifetime, but today we're going to take a look at something very special that happens when you practice effectively. What do I mean by practicing effectively? I mean not practicing randomly in front of the TV, which has its use, but I'm actually talking about practicing on your instrument and anticipating the sound of every single note that comes out. So if you're practicing your minor pentatonic scale, anticipate what is coming up next. Because that is at the core of this concept, where you're playing something and you're jumping really fast across the fretboard without looking and hitting the right note. So let's talk about that. First of all, we need to go back to when you were a kid or a baby, learning how to speak. You would hear things. You would hear your parents speak to you, whatever language you're speaking, and you would then try to imitate what you're hearing. And as you're imitating things with your mouth, like discovering the things that you can do with your mouth, speaking, you discovered back when you were a baby that some of the sounds that you tried to make worked and sounded like what your parents were saying, and some didn't. And I could see that with my son, who was a year and a half and starting to form words, but it's not quite there yet. And that's exactly what happens here. There are multiple things that are involved in there. There's the hearing. You're really hearing what your parents are saying or what other people are saying. And then there's the doing. If we apply this to the instrument, there is the hearing. So sometimes that could be hearing something on a record or a CD that you're trying to replicate. Or if you don't have that, something in your head. Da 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 ba da ba bum. Okay. Da 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 ba ba. Replicate that. Ba ba. Hey, first note right there. Ba, which you can get too, and we'll discuss that in a second. Ba 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 da 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 ba ba ba. At first, you might be fishing around a lot. Ba 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 ba. eventually, the more you do this kind of thing, the more that magic connection happens between your fingers, muscles, tendons, everything involved in these things moving, and what you're hearing, just like when you're talking. If I'm talking to you now, I don't have to try to remember, how do I make the sound? How do I put my tongue here to do? Well, I just do it, right? Because I want to say, this is the exercise we're going to do. I don't have to, dissect every single sound. I just do it. But first, when you're a baby, you've got to dissect all those sounds. There. If you're just watching this video now, you're like, what is going on? Watch it from the beginning. Anyways, that's what's going on here, and it's the same exact thing with the instrument, I promise. Because the more you do this actively, as in, I'm hearing something, da ba 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 bum, da. The more you can do that really fast, and not only will you be able to hit the right note, like I hopefully kind of did there, but you'll also be able to create some melodic lines, because you would have spent a lot of time in your active practice, back to the pentatonic example, because every sound that you're hearing, your fingers are kind of printing that sound in those fingers, just like the mouth, printing those. That's how you put your tongue. This is how you put your throat. That's how you put your tongue again. All that, it's happening with your fingers. So if you hear ba ba, those are the tendons that are involved. These are the muscles. These are the fingers. You don't have to actively think about that as long as you anticipate the sound. Your finger will kind of have a memory of their own. And so next time, if you want to play that kind of interval, ba ba, from here, that's the muscle involved, and it just happens. So what I'm suggesting here is for you to just trust your fingers every once in a while. Do a lot of active practicing, ba, 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 and fix yourself, making sure that what you're playing matches what you're hearing. And then let your fingers go loose for a while, and trust that they are going to hit the right note. So if you're kind of in the moment playing in this tonality here, we're not even talking about keys, scales, or technical theory things. We're just talking about sounds. Not looking at the fretboard. You're kind of anticipating the sound of all that. And you want to do a jump. Your finger will fix it if needed to hit the right note, but trust your fingers that they're going to hit the right note. Because they do have a memory of their own. So how do we work on this besides the active practice concept that I just told you? Well, let's work on this leap of faith type of thing. We're going to consider that we're in G minor pentatonic here. Okay, so you're going to play a little bit with that. And if you don't know that position, well, pick any position that you know. But I'm in the first position of the G minor pentatonic here. Play a little bit to get used to that sound. And then just make a jump, not looking at the fretboard. And then as you're jumping there, ask yourself, does this fit this note? What I'm doing here. If the answer is no, you're only a half step away most of the time. So we were. So if I hit that, that's where you fix it. It might take a little while first. You might be like, I've got to understand what's going on. Okay, that's flat. I'm going to bend that. Just fix it. That's part of the exercise. Let's try again. And again, the note you're landing to, you're not looking at full fretboard. And then ask yourself, does this work or not? Yes? Awesome. Then continue. Do the same thing. Does that work or not? Yes? Awesome. If no, you fix it with a little bend or whatever you need to do to fix that. You will find by doing this that most of the time the note you're landing on will fit the context that you are playing with. Even if you might not realize it first, if you still a little bit on that note, that might fit the overall context. Here we're playing minor pentatonic, 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you've got to realize that you can always add 2 notes to the pentatonic scale, to a 5-note scale, that are going to fit the harmonic context. Talking about modes, 7-note scales. You find within the typical minor modes a hidden minor pentatonic. You find within the typical major modes a major pentatonic. That's it for a different topic, but you will find that there are actually more notes that are right note, good notes, than wrong notes, quote unquote, wrong notes. And that's because, you know, in Western music, we have 12 notes, right? From the low E string open to the high E, we have 12 frets. Those are 2 E's, and in between you have all these other notes. 7 of them are most of the time going to work. When I say most of the time, I pretty much mean all the time. And the 12, within the 12 notes, if 7 are correct, that's more than half. That means that there are more chances of hitting the right note than the wrong note. So, you know, feel confident in that, take comfort in that, and just do that exercise. And every once in a while, let your fingers go loose. And bonus points if you do this live, whether you're playing a gig or doing a video like this that you're not going to edit. Because even if I hit a wrong note, that's okay, because try to hit a wrong note. Because your finger is gonna remember that information. It's gonna remember, even if you don't realize it, it's gonna remember that that didn't work. That movement, that jump, which involves muscles and all those bodily things, it's going to remember that that didn't quite produce the thing that I wanted to. Your body has a memory of its own. And if you do an exercise enough, it's going to do it automatically. It's exactly what's happening here. When you're learning how to run, eventually you don't have to think about how to run. You just run. So give yourself the freedom to ad-lib, improvise in a given key, and every once in a while, just take that leap of faith. You're going to win anyway. If you're hitting the right note, that's going to boost your confidence. If you hit the wrong note, you fix it and your body will remember what it did to fix that, and it's going to become easier and easier. Anyways, that's what I had for you today. You can get a few backing tracks for you to practice this for free. All you need to do is visit the link below, enter a valid email address, and I'll be sending you that right away. Also, this month I'm giving away a brand new TC Electronic Hall of Fame 2-pedal. I'm also going to leave the link below for the giveaway. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not subscribed yet to this channel, you have to. Wait, you don't have to, but it would be really nice because 3 videos like this one come out every single week, helping guitar players like all of us find our voice, develop it on the instrument to tell our own personal musical story. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Practice well.